Hello everyone, it is Wednesday and I bring you guys a new Crack Pack video every Wednesday, and right now that means we're opening up some packs of Amonkhet, as that is the most recent set. And since my channel is mostly about limited, my specialty is limited really, we're going to talk about what would be the best pack one, pick one out of this Amonkhet pack. So let's go ahead and open it. So our first common's a good one. It's Fanbearer. This is the kind of common that you're happy to first pick in the event that this pack doesn't have premium removal or a bomb at uncommon or rare. So Fanbearer right now is our first pick. It's a great card because it can tap things down. It shuts down their best attacker or their best blocker, depending on what you're doing. It's a one-drop that's relevant at every stage of the game, and that is not a common thing in Limited. Next we have Cancel. I mostly only like this out of my sideboard in Limited. Essence Scatter I will play main board, which is another counter spell in the set, but Cancel costs a little bit too much mana. It's a little too clunky, a little too awkward to have to leave the mana up and hope your opponent plays something that you want to counter. In Limited at least. And so I cited in against people who have big bombs, basically, but that's about it. So still Fanbearer. Next we have Thresher Lizard, who's a pretty good card. He's a 3-mana 3/2, who becomes a 4/4 in the late game, basically, and that's fine. Not as good as Fanbearer, but it's fine. Next, there is Jeru's Resolve. This is a combat trick that I think is mostly mediocre. They did tack on cycling to this card, making it a little bit better. But I don't like it. Even in a deck with a lot of Exert, it's kind of awkward. The reason I don't like this combat trick, to elaborate more on it, is because your creature has to be bigger or the same size as whatever your opponent's attacking with for you to kill it. It doesn't boost your creature's stats at all. It only makes it prevent all damage. But it's okay in an Exert deck, and it's because of cycling, basically. But I still wouldn't first pick it. Next, we have Giant Spider. This is sometimes playable in your main board. It's not bad in decks, black-green -1/-1 counter decks, because it has a big butt to put those counters on. But usually I start this out of my sideboard. Sometimes it'll end up making my main board. So we're still on Fanbearer. Speaking of big butts and black-green decks, there's also Dune Beetle, who's quite good in the black-green deck, but also just a reasonable 2-drop in general. Certainly not first pickable. You can pick them up ultra late, but they're a very playable card because they just have good stats for how much it costs. Next, we have Ornery Kudu, who could put the -1/-1 counter on Dune Beetle and give you a 3-mana 3/4. That's a nice little couple turns to have. It's not a first pickable card. It's not the best of the cards with -1/-1 counter abilities even, but it is playable. Basically every card except Cancel, I feel like, is playable in your main board so far in this pack. So it's pretty strong, but Fanbearer is still number one. Next, we have Cursed Minotaur, sort of another just medium 3-mana 3/2 guy with Menace. You'll play him in any black deck, but you don't need to take him early. Horror of the Broken Lands is our next common. I think it's a pretty good black common, but I still like Fanbearer more than it, but it's the second best card in this pack now. There's a lot of cycling to go around. It's a 5-mana 4/4 at worst, and you can cycle it early if you need to, and there's lots of cycling payoffs in black, including itself. But still, I would take Fanbearer over it. Next, we have Luxa River Shrine. Don't like this card very much. I've yet to play it in my main board and yet to see anybody do anything impressive with it. It just costs too much of a mana investment and it's too slow to help you gain enough life to be relevant. Okay, our uncommon is interesting. First one, anyway, is Lord of the Accursed. It's the Zombie Lord. It's very good. You just have to hope you end up with a bunch of zombies, but that's not that hard to do. There's lots of zombie creatures, and then there's creatures with Embalm who will turn into zombies. And so I think I would actually still take Fanbearer over Lord of the Accursed, but it's close now. Next, we have Hazaret's Monument. I don't like this monument at all, really. I've thought about playing it a few times when I had a lot of discard synergies, but still didn't want to do it, so I don't like it. I think it's kind of unplayable. Okay, well, now we know what our first pick might be. Anyway, depends what our rare is, but we have Cast Out, which is one of the best first picks in the entire format. It's better than, 85-90% of the rares in this format. It's just an incredible removal spell. It's instant speed. It can get rid of any permanent, including planeswalkers, artifacts, enchantments, and that's great. So Cast Out is better than Fanbearer and better than Lord of the Accursed. And our rare is Commit to Memory, which is a pretty good rare. The memory half is occasionally relevant. I've had some grindy, especially blue-green decks, one where I drafted 2 Bounty of the Luxa, where I could just make the game go on forever. And so I actually got to do the memory half, but mostly you're paying for the commit half here, which is a good card. It can sort of be like a pseudo remand because you can sort of counter your opponent's spell on the stack and put it 2 cards from the top of the library. You can bounce any non-land permanent with it as well, so it's very flexible, but Cast Out is still better. I mean, they're actually really similar. They both cost 4 to go after a non-land permanent. but Cast Out is better. The memory half isn't enough to push this over. Cast Out is just going to be better, I think, than Commit is. So I would take Cast Out, followed by Commit to Memory, though, and then Fanbearer and Lord of the Accursed. This pack was pretty strong. It had 4 cards. I'm pretty happy to first pick. We also have a full art swamp for whoever wins the giveaway, so got that going for us. So if you want to enter the giveaway, speaking of which, post in the comments below that you would like to enter it. Also in the comments below, let me know what you would have first picked about this pack. And what you'll get in the giveaway, by the way, is all of the cards from this month's Crack-A-Packs, and it comes in a nifty Tezzeret box. So that's what you can win. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week for another Crack-A-Pack.